So, what is this game and why is everyone talking about it? Is it really Titanfall 3? Should you buy it? Before I tell you all about it, I first have to talk about the people making it, cause Empulse is the latest attempt from 1047 Games trying to save face after they completely botched Splitgate. The original Splitgate was a college passion project. They never expected it to be this big. It managed to hit 70,000 concurrent players on Steam alone, but when investors started hounding at their door, they cracked. It's not like they were known for being extremely creative before, but at least blending two very popular games from different genres did result in a unique experience. When you add portals to an already beloved Halo gameplay, you get a lot of fan support. And it started out amazing, everyone loved it, but as with every arena shooter, it died. A lot of it was because the team didn't know how to manage the game post-launch, but a big part of it is because arena shooters just aren't popular anymore. Instead of learning from their mistakes and fixing the game, or working on a completely new and unique project, they thought they could follow the footsteps of Riot Games, but without doing any of the hard work. Riot became the biggest esports behemoth by copying popular titles and making them flashier, more accessible, and most importantly, free to play. The difference is the games they copied were still really popular, and on top of giving it a fresher feel, they also made sure to polish the fuck out of them. Instead, 1047 Games decided to copy their own game, which was no longer popular, and stripped it of all its soul and identity. Their attempts to broaden the appeal backfired tragically. No new players were interested, and the ones who liked the original were put off by the new direction. They took it down and promised to take in all the feedback and only bring it back once it was the gem people expected. Sadly, they didn't fix shit. It seemed like the only thing they cared about was their $100 skin bundles. Same mess, and barely anyone bothered trying it this time around. Only 1,000 concurrent players, steadily declining ever since. This was supposed to be their big break. They got $100 million injected into the project, and the only thing they had to show for it was a measly 4-digit player count. It's no surprise they're trying to come out with a new game so soon after that disaster. And if what they're selling really is as good as it sounds, this could be different. A fast-paced shooter rooted in Titanfall and Black Ops 3 is bound to make bank. People have been begging for a new Titanfall for a decade. So, did they deliver? Did we get Titanfall 3 before GTA 6? Not even by a long shot. The game is basically Splitgate 2 game mode that swapped portals for speed and bounce goo. It has nothing in common with Titanfall. Mechs? What mechs? There is a mech, and it's extremely bare bones and boring. You can't even call in a personal one. Unless you're playing a mech only game mode, there are only 2 mechs per match. And it's not even one per team, anyone can grab them. So you can end up in a TDM match where the enemy has both and you have none. Some maps, I'll just take the mech and jump it off the edge when I could tell my team just didn't want to use it. I can't blame them, I don't enjoy playing with it too, and it's definitely not fun to play against them, so might as well just eliminate one of them. It feels like a random addition whose only real purpose is letting them market the game as Titanfall, even though it actively kills the game's flow and it doesn't bring anything positive. The underlying gameplay can be fun, but the mechs and the bad design kind of ruin it. The good thing is that they're considering removing them from ranked, but that's a whole different topic. I don't see how a ranked mode can survive in an already super niche genre when the game isn't free to play and has so many massive problems. But I guess we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. The one mode where I feel like they nailed it and they have a purpose is Capture the Mech. It's basically capture the flag, but instead of a banner, you're transporting a mech instead. It makes sense for there only to be 2 mechs on the entire map, and a team can't just hook both of them to cheese their opponents. The mode I like the most though does something really fun with its core mechanic. You're holding a data ball that you need to protect for a set amount of time to secure it, but while you're holding it, you lose access to your gun. So you have a target on your back as the whole lobby is chasing you because you're revealed on the map and you're completely defenseless. Or so they think. You can throw the ball, so when someone rushes you, if you manage to hit them with it, they're the ones in danger, unarmed, panicking, trying to fight back, but their character refuses to obey them. It's like watching someone get trapped in their own body. The issue with the game is that even if they copied every mech straight out of Titanfall, the game would still suck, because the maps just aren't built with mechs in mind. It's the complete opposite of what Titanfall provides. The maps are bad, even without the mechs though. They're too small, with basically no cover, no side routes, no indoor compartments where you could avoid a mech while still engaging with other pilots, and as people get better and learn the meta, it's only going to get worse. It's just a terribly balanced game. You've already got handless hammer and shotgun players one-shotting people, though that'd probably be less of a nuisance as people get better. Still doesn't change how annoying it is and how much value you get for barely doing anything. It feels like a participation award rather than having to work for your kills. A difference that will create big problems when people start abusing it more is that you can basically infinitely wall ride at the skybox. It makes it far too chaotic, especially combined with how easy it is to build up speed. So often you die from someone you couldn't even see. No side routes or big open sidelines means that a weapon like the DMR just demolishes with zero effort required. Less bullets to kill people at range, but you're basically playing a different game compared to everybody else. The too chaotic doesn't exist here. You never run into the problem of accidentally putting yourself between two players or getting surprised by someone wall riding above you, because you're never zooming around. You just hold a power position. Getting hammered or shotgunned is also a lot harder too, because you have way more situational awareness. The thing that fucks with me the most though is the extremely strong aim assist. Supposedly it got reduced for the release, but the cluelessness from the devs isn't a reassuring look. This is probably the most viral clip of the game, and people were joking about how this clip might have single-handedly killed the game before it even released.
And obviously aim assist is a very controversial topic. That did not look natural. I don't know.
It's a legalized cheat. Software is controlling your input. Why would it look human, especially when it's cranked so high? It just looks like someone is playing with an aimbot. I played against this guy too, and there were very few battles that I managed to win. So many games keep getting ruined by the controller community, and I genuinely wonder when we'll start seeing input-based matchmaking. If Empulse ever ships that, I might consider buying it. Lastly, and least importantly, visually it's uninspired, generic, and honestly kind of ugly, but that's the least of its problems. And in classic fashion, that's the exact thing that they've been focused on. Teasing glow-up screenshots instead of fixing the gameplay. I just can't. If it were up to me, this is what I'm changing. First, grenade variety. The speed grenade is just too fun to use, so almost everyone runs it and there's zero diversity because of it. Just give everyone an extra grenade slot, but make the goo disappear faster so the whole map isn't permanently covered in it. That instantly opens up so many options and leans on the one unique aspect of the game. Maybe you go speed and jump and you become a speed demon on crack. Maybe you're a spawn of Satan and you want to run sticky goo plus fire. There's so many options. It's wasted potential to have so many different grenades and have only one be used because they didn't think this through. Second, input-based matchmaking. Being able to disable crossplay does nothing when PC players can also plug in a controller. These are two extremely easy changes to implement that would immediately make the game a lot better. Then they can focus on more long-term fixes for map design, game balance, and maybe actually finding a use case for the mechs. Then the game would actually be good on its own instead of being a glorified aim trainer. To summarize, this is not a Titanfall replacement, and if that's what you're here for, you'll be disappointed. Guns have no recoil, mechs are trash, movement is stupidly easy. But if you're after the speed, chaos, pure aim tracking, it's more fun than it has any right to be. Honestly, I'd be playing this right now if it were free, not because it's a good game, but because it's a great aim trainer. Gunplay with no depth, where you don't have to think about recoil control, is actually beneficial when you're purely aim tracking. Being only 5 GB makes it an easy game to store and keep for warm-up and practice. The maps are still gonna be bad, the mechs are still a mistake, none of that goes away, but almost all of that is irrelevant if all you care about is training smooth tracking and muscle tension. No other game gives you this kind of speed, and the lack of gunplay depth actually helps the aim training use case. You're purely training tracking instead of also having to manage recoil control too. So if this is something that appeals to you and you don't care about the company's background, then go for it. I'm personally waiting to see if it goes free to play. I hope you like this. I hope it was informative enough. If you want to see more of this content, like and subscribe. Peace.